cycling isn't a sport. Bicycle racing is a sport, but cycling, riding a bike like this, it's not a sport. Why do people keep calling this a sport? All that does is make regular people feel like they've got to be an athlete, they've got to become a cyclist, they've got to be a big biker in order to enjoy cycling. And if you just hop on a bicycle and go for a ride, you'd certainly be cycling. But I don't think you're participating in a sport. I was thinking about this the other day, so I looked it up. Sport is a physical activity involved with competition, often done for entertainment. It can be team or individual. So yes, bicycles can be used for sport. Cycling is just a really fun activity, unless you're riding this bike. Yeah, that's right. I went on one overnight bike camping trip with this bike, and I hated it. I didn't like riding it. I don't know how I can improve it to make it a more rideable bike. It was a bad idea. And I really enjoyed putting this bike together. However, I don't like riding it. And I don't know what I'd do to improve it. So I'm taking it all apart. I'm gonna get more enjoyment out of this if I strip it down and then build bikes in the future with it. But I've got a lot more to say about people's attitudes towards cycling and my attitude towards the industry. So you kick back and relax while I strip this bike apart, while I tell you all about my unpopular personal opinions that probably don't matter at all. You know, this gigantic basket hanging off the front of this bike without the right rake or trail to the fork might be why it feels like such a pig to ride. So maybe I could just take this off and figure out how to strap stuff to the front on its own and actually enjoy this bike. But no, I'm gonna do it the hard way and take it all apart. I mean, it's winter. I'm not gonna be riding bikes anyway, so let's build bikes and make videos. Which segues right into how I kind of wanted to start this video. If there's two things that I'm not like great at, it's fixing bikes and making videos. Know what I'm saying? I mean, I see it in the comments enough. You know, the good enough for who it's for. And that I'm like not even trying to do it right. And there's some truth to that. I am not here to be the best at this. There are plenty of people that are super good at making videos. Like it's their passion to be great at making videos, to make the best video possible. And I gotta tell you, I respect the crap out of people that are attempting to make the best video possible. People with real video making talent. When I see those videos, I'm like, man, the amount of time and skills and creativity and natural talent, it blows my mind. You know, and then there's like filmmakers, right? Francis Ford Coppola. It's a whole different level. That's not what I'm doing. I mean, I joke about it, right? That I'm a filmmaker. I mean, I edit this stuff with iMovie. Actually, oh, I dropped a bolt and a washer. And frankly, like, I'm not even trying to do the best I can at making videos. But I woke up early this morning and I spent a considerable amount of time. Okay, so this doesn't go through. Oh, I dropped another washer. Hi. Hello. Hi. I spent a lot of time playing with camera settings to try to get images better. Haven't done that in 2 years. So I try to improve. You know, I think about buying new cameras sometimes. Then I'm like, man, I don't know. I'm like really good. Well, I'm pretty good. And I've been pretty successful with the equipment that I've gotten. And I'm used to it and it's easy. And that's when I start relating to most people out there with their bikes. Like, they're not experts. They're just riding bikes. I could be doing this smarter. This is trickier than I thought. You know, a lot of people are not like me. Like, I like building bikes. I'm coming at it from a craft standpoint more than an activity standpoint, you know? But most people, they're out there trying to have a good bike ride, and they're used to what they've got, and they know how to work it, and they just want it to be dependable so they can enjoy themselves, and that's great. But I'm like going through the camera settings, and there's so much stuff that like people that know what they're looking for and know all the nuance and so on and so forth, they're like, man, if you just change this setting or that setting, your video quality would be so much better. And I'm like, well, that's fine, but A, I don't really see the difference or care. And B, my audience doesn't seem to care. And that's what's so great about YouTube is we don't care really, you know? We don't have to. Now, if you bring it back to cycling, I guess if we bring it back to fixing bikes, like I'm talking about making movies and fixing bikes right now. So you bring it back to fixing bikes, you look at the Park Tool videos with Calvin, like that guy is doing everything right. He's doing it thoroughly to spec with great tools and promoting his tools. And it's like some of the best how-to fix bike stuff out there. They have a full studio, professional editors, full-time on staff. They're making excellent videos, fixing bikes in an excellent way. I don't need to. I'm not in competition with Calvin. I'm not trying to do what Calvin does. I'm not trying to be better at it than Calvin. He's already excellent at it. Why would I get in the way of that? Like, let him do it. Like, he's better at it. Like, I don't need to stop enjoying what I'm doing to be better than Calvin. And that's exactly how I feel about bikes. Like, I just couldn't care less how other people ride bikes. So why would I ruin a perfectly good bike ride by competing with somebody else? i.e. racing, or turning this activity, this beautiful, amazing, pure, just incredible activity, why would I ruin it by turning it into a sport? By competing with others, by working too hard, by riding so hard that I throw up and then, you know, or on a cold day through mud and then take a picture on Instagram and be like, look, I rode my bike through mud and my toes are frozen and I have frostbite and I'm covered in mud. What a fun day. Some other guy did it in less time than me on a more expensive bike, but that just gives me something to work towards. I don't know. And then the marketing departments of the big brands pick up on this, right? And they start showing us images of people having great, incredible success, peaking in their lives, using their products. And we're like, oh man, if I want to peak, I need that. And it's all based on the performance of others. And I've just never related to that. Like, the thing I like most about bikes is I can enjoy it my way, however I want, and it's infinite. There are no rules. You know, the problem I had with this particular bicycle is I didn't enjoy that ride as much because I was on guys with better bikes for the purpose, and it was hard to keep up, and it just wasn't comfortable. That didn't have the efficiency that I wanted. I didn't feel like the bike disappeared underneath me. I will say this drivetrain was fantastic. Fun noise. But part of the enjoyment of building bicycles is getting it right for me. I guess I enjoy the problem solving, getting all this to fit. Man, I did a really good job building this bike. It was pretty fun. I guess I like the winter when I can slow down and actually like creatively assemble a bicycle. It's great because it's October, it's getting cold, and I can't get out and ride as much because I don't like riding in the cold. I have this to look forward to. I could try building some other ones. I got some other cool ideas, some other things to try, and that excites me. Now, am I gonna build the best Tour Divide setup ever conceived by man to finish the Continental Divide in the fastest time? Absolutely not. It's not my style. You know, I'm doing this primarily for myself because I love it. I love the doing of it. I have built some bikes that are just exactly perfect and I wouldn't change a thing. I think of my Waterford Brevet bike. I mean, it is really good. And it's hard to conceive of a way to make that bike better. It's so comfortable. And that one happens to be fast. That's what I was kind of hoping to accomplish with this. And when I say by fast, like the idea is, and this is a Jan Heine from Bicycle Quarterly, Bicycle Super Nerd, a concept that I've learned from him is to get the bicycle to disappear underneath you. Just have it vanish, where it's just you and cycling. That's all you're left with. That's primarily like longer distances, cyclo-touring, that kind of thing. And I think he's got a racing past. He's a very strong rider. He's a smaller guy, very fit, and that's part of it for him. He calls it spirited riding. And so getting and he's a randonneur, so like PvP, he likes to do it fast, or he has done it fast in the past, which is a real feat. And that's important to him. He does optimize his body and achieve a certain level of fitness that way too. And I just don't have a problem with that. I mean, I guess I don't have a problem with anybody competing on a bicycle. What I have a problem with is people like me, where I'm gonna try to fix bikes. I'm gonna do it because I love it. I'm gonna ride bikes because I'm gonna do it that I love it. But I wouldn't even bother trying to race bikes because I'll never win. I just don't see a scenario where I could win it, and I don't even care, and I wouldn't want to, right? Some people do, and that's fine. If that's, your goal is the process to get to the point where you can win, go for it. There's a place for it. But the general public that has no business ever competing on a bicycle, feeling the need to compete on a bicycle or need a light bicycle or need a racing bicycle or think that the racing bicycles are the best, it's all marketing driven and it's hogwash. It's malarkey. I don't know. And it bothers me because you hear it like we have to grow the sport. And I'm like, it's not. If you want to improve cycling industry, I think what people are saying is they want to attract more people to the activity. I said that wrong. Improve cycling industry to revitalize the cycling markets. I think what you need to do is change that language and start taking the stigma out of being slow on a bicycle. Hear it all the time with people in e-bikes. How much do they weigh? I'm like, it's a fucking e-bike. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? But it's so ingrained to us. Like, how much does it weigh? As if that's going to matter at that point. People just can't conceive of it any other way. I've really been enjoying my Road Uno and just going for a slow, casual bike ride out on the bike trail. No purpose, no goal, no nothing. I'm not here trying to grow the sport of cycling, to revitalize any kind of cycling markets. I think it's a fool's errand. I think that the big brands are forced to make us compete with one another. And what's forcing their hand is the shareholders. They need to stay profitable. So they need racing to continue to push the limits of what people and machines are capable of doing, and speed against others or against nature is one way to force that hand and generate the need to innovate. And when you innovate, you can develop new technology and products to sell and generate profit for shareholders. Keep your employees fed, I mean, that's all important. The economy is important. However, I think that, there's something to be said for just making cycling easier for people. I think normalizing the activity for regular people, and you know how there's like sidewalks on every city street, like for walkers, for pedestrians? Well, why don't we have protected bike lanes on every street for people to ride bikes? And then normal bikes like in Amsterdam, you know, they're just like super heavy, upright. Amsterdam's totally flat, I get it. But, you know, they don't have a ton of gears. Most of them are internal gears, so they're maintenance free, upright, and they make it super easy to ride around. There you go. Everybody's riding bikes instead of stupid cars or stupid walking. And I think Amsterdam or Copenhagen or some of the Berlin, I think, is starting to be like that now. I get that right? Was that the German city that's like, maybe there's a different one. Anyway, you know, you look at some cities and the way they've changed the culture with bicycles. They're just regular people like you and I. And all of those people are riding bicycles, and none of them would think cycling's a sport. Bicycle racing is, but not cycling itself. So I'm a big fan of the old songwriters from the 60s and 70s, Americana. You know, there's Bob Dylan, who's kind of in his own category, and there's Paul Simon, Elton John, Bernie Taupin. They're all incredible songwriters, but the guys that I'm talking about are the country poets from Texas, the Townes Van Zants, and Chris Christophersons, and Guy Clarks. And there's been a documentary out for some time here. This is a 9-speed chain. Really, did I make this a 9-speed bike? Good for me. How smart. This documentary that's been out since the pandemic. It kind of got delayed during the pandemic, and I haven't gotten around to watching it. You have to buy it or rent it. I paid $4, I think, on Google Play. It's called Without Getting Killed or Caught. But if you're into songwriting at all, it's the Guy and Susanna Clark with Townes Van Zant. It's kind of like a love triangle, weird situation. Story is amazing. You know, these are the songwriters. They were in it for the poetry, for the craft, for the lifestyle, and it was all about art, right? And I would say they're the best. I mean, Townes is my favorite. A lot of you are there. Who's Townes Van Zant? Never heard of him. You know, you've heard of Bruce Springsteen, you've heard of Bob Dylan, right? You haven't heard of Townes Van Zant, and his songs are, in my opinion, the best ever written. And I'm not alone. There's a lot of people that say that. And I've learned, you know, that in that circle, the hub of that wheel, the sun that the planets orbited, was Guy Clark. He was the real artist and the driving force behind that aesthetic. And all those guys, you know, they had their regular jobs in the early days that they wanted to quit to become songwriters, and they needed to get publishing deals, find people to record their songs. That's how it was done back then, and hopefully get a hit that could pay the bills. But they absolutely refused to sell out and just do it for the money and just write hits. Every single one of them could have written hits, but they really were committed 1,000% to artistic integrity, one way or another, for one reason or another. The problem with that is, to write a hit, it's like being a professional athlete. It makes songwriting a sport. There are certain things you can do to make, you know, the verse build into a really catchy chorus, or a pre-chorus that builds tension, and then have really straightforward, easy to understand lyrics. A lot of country songs were written that way, you know, and that's kind of what these guys were writing for, is that country charts. And but, you know, with Guy Clark, Jerry Jeff Walker picked up LA Freeway and made a record, put him on the map as a songwriter. No idea why the Mr. Bojangles guy would ever need somebody else writing songs for him, but you know, that's how these guys did. They would record each other's songs and that kind of thing. But a lot of times they were just playing songs for each other. They're the best songs ever written, in my opinion. And there's a lot of that going on in the bike world too. The best, you know, if you're looking at it from strictly craft, these guys aren't out there to get rich. and they're building beautiful bikes that disappear underneath you if you do it custom and really know what you're doing. And that's the best that, you know, but the markets don't support it. They weren't just cranking out the hits to sell 1 million copies, you know, to make it on the late night shows. And that's where the good stuff happens. But the market forces are dictating a different narrative, are they not? You turn it into a sport, and you got professional cycling, racing, whatever, and these guys are competing at such a high level now that you need special equipment, technology, in order to compete, and that's always changing. Guys are getting faster, bikes have to get better, performance. The bicycles, the machines have to match the performance level. Don't even get me started on whew, why is that loose? I was gonna say, oh, why is this loose? Because it's a shitty Taiwanese bottom bracket. Did I only get one ride out of that before it loosened up? No, it just needs to be put together. That's right, I needed a really long one, so I had to get one off of Amazon. And you can totally get a carbon fiber bicycle, even just off the shelf. You can totally get one of those to disappear beneath you, right? I'm not sure it's beautiful. I'm not sure it's interesting. I'm not sure that I'd actually enjoy it, because I'm not sure I need to like optimize the result, you know, with metrics, be the first guy in, do that ride in less time than the last time. For me, it's all about how did I feel on that ride? How much did I enjoy it? It's all like, yeah, I think the letting racing, especially professional racing, super high level, elite, like people that are kind of superhuman, you let that drive the innovation and you alienate, you know, 99.9% of the population. And then you got to have a marketing department to convince that 99% of the population that, you know, they're going to need this stuff too, or that they're going to benefit from it. They're still making, you know, the lower end stuff, but not lower end, but older technology, aluminum bikes. But even that is like, everything's optimized for like stiffness and this and that. You know, it's all optimized so much that it just ruins it. Optimize for performance instead of actual functionality. Okay, I'm gonna break something. Forgot how these go together. It's a two-step process. Terrible, terrible angle. See, you know, why would I have the best camera when I don't even know how to show you how this works to get the good camera angle? Oh! I'd tell you what I dropped, but I don't know what you call that thing. Shifter clamper on her. My favorite shifters. Absolutely. Just, oh, that sound. That's all I want to listen to. Well, that and Townes Van Zandt. Artistic integrity. I've been saying for many years that I think that Bob Dylan is the greatest commercial artist of all time. And I think it's important to focus on the commercial part of it. He definitely writes songs for commercial success, and he does it while maintaining artistic integrity beyond that of anyone else. But I think in terms of turning poetry into song, you can't beat Townes. Guy Clark sure did have a way with words. Christopherson had the ability to write long phrases with incredible poetic precision and cram so many words into one beautiful melody. Yeah, All those guys, you know. And then you got Taylor Swift, who writes pop hits better than just about anybody before or after her. She's a GOAT. My appreciation for Taylor Swift is the same as with racing bikes. They're still impressive. The technology is amazing. The performance is second to none. It can be respected for sure, but I don't think it should drive an industry. I don't think it should drive anything. I think that the artistic, creative integrity of things should be driving everything. It's a personal opinion, personal preference, but the idea that cycling as a sport is only to drive innovation to make things profitable for the shareholders. Now you tie all that into the work that I do here. And, you know, as I think about being authentic and maintaining a certain level of artistic integrity, it's not that important for me here because I am in it for the money. I am trying to make videos that will be popular and make me the most money. I didn't set out to make artistic bike fixing videos at all, ever. However, it's a creative endeavor and I need it to be authentic. So I do relate to artists that way, but I like the term creator for what I'm doing here. I think that's accurate. I don't necessarily like the term influencer, although I am conscious of the fact that I have an influence over my audience. You know, I want to stay as true. I don't really have a fully developed cycling philosophy per se. The way it is for me kind of puts me in the curmudgeon category, I think. Retro grouch, that's the word for sure. But it's not like I'm die hard, like I need to be a retro grouch in all of my videos or anything like that. It's just how it is. So I kind of fit into that category, I suppose. But it's also my skills are limited. I don't know a lot about modern bikes. The market that I'm playing doesn't provide those bikes to me. I'm not a racer, so I'm not in that community. I don't care about those bikes. I'm not anti-racer. I just don't think cycling is a sport. I think it's one of the greatest activities. It's the most utilitarian, efficient way to transport ourselves across this beautiful earth of ours. If you have the right machine for the activity, it can be extraordinarily satisfying and enjoyable. That's what I go for. And when I make these videos, I try to pick projects that I enjoy or that I think has some value to the world, which makes me proud of the work I do. I want to be, let's see here, what is it? I wrote it down upstairs. I want to be proud of the work I do here. So it has to stay authentic. But I'm not comparing myself to anyone else, ever. This is just how it goes for me. It's the process of finding the projects, finding the story that the bike may hold, doing my best to convey that, because that's what sells, folks. But if I was making how-to videos, it'd be a fool's errand, because Park Tool, Calvin, they're doing the best. It's just not even what I'm doing. And if I was trying to make the best YouTube videos, like that's a fool errands too. I mean, like arguably Mr. Beast is making the best YouTube videos, but I mean, there's some other people out there, just incredible filmmaker, video, what do you call them? Makers, creators. I guess what I'm saying is stop thinking you always have to win. Stop thinking you have to be the best. Stop thinking it's a competition between us and China. It's not, you know? Just do what you enjoy most. You know, all I'm trying to do here is get paid to do what I like to do as authentically as possible. And I encourage everyone else to do that too, especially if it's just a leisure activity or if you're just using bicycles as transportation, you know. You don't need the best commuter. Go get that old hybrid and put some fenders on it and make it work really good. And that's the best commuter bike you'll have ever. Know what I'm saying? You don't, you know, it's not like, What brand is the best commuter bike? You know, Surly probably, but it's way more fun if you smell the grease. It smells really good. Is it weird that I like the smell? Oh, there's my 3. It's hard to keep ranting for this long. I don't know how those guys do it. The Jordan Petersons of the world. I love picking on that guy. The fine orders of our time. Did I just compare myself to Jordan Peterson competitively? Huh. You know, as a randoneer, I think about it a lot too. Like, what am I doing out here riding these extraordinarily long distances for no reason at all? And, you know, I'm doing it for the experience, just straight up, just to experience it. But I'm also learning my limits, but there isn't an end goal, right? Like, I don't feel the need to, like, increase my limits in any kind of way. I'm learning them. And I think it's a learning thing, and I think it's always changing. And I do my best to respect them. And I haven't done a lot of randoneering this year at all, or last year, frankly. But, like, I know that I really enjoy, I've pretty much always enjoyed every 300K that I've done, even the ones that didn't go so well. Even the ones that I kind of felt like garbage afterwards, I enjoyed in a weird way. And like one of the first things you'll be asked is, you know, have you done PvP? It's not that they're like flexing or comparing themselves to you. It's that PvP is a totally different experience than anything else. And you can be proud to be a finisher of it. It's a tough ride and whatever, but people that have, there's people that have done it and there's people that haven't, and there's a difference between them. You know, it's an experience thing. But nobody asks, how fast did you do it in? You know, they just don't care. It's like, have you been over there and experienced that amazing thing? That's what I'm into. That's why I like, you know, randoneering. But even when people call randoneering a sport, I'm like, it is not a sport. Sorry. Stop calling it that. It's non-competitive endurance cycling. And I think it's the non-competitiveness that makes it great. And all of the bikes are unique to the individual and deliberate. And that's what I like most about it. And you don't have to randoneer. Maybe your audacious ride is 20 miles. And if you come to me and say, I need you to swap my crank out because I need different gearing because I struggled to get up some hills the other day on this ride that I'm gonna do again and it just wasn't enjoyable, I'm gonna do what I can to help you. But if you say, hey, I wanna swap this crank out because it's gonna save me, you know, 60 grams, I'm going to ask you a lot of questions, and if you don't answer them properly, I probably won't help you. Is this stupid? This is stupid, isn't it? It's just a dumb way to do it. So there you have it, kids. The beautiful thing about bicycles is it's for everyone. If you're 2 or 90, you can ride a bike one way or another. And I think calling it a sport really does that concept a disservice. And I'm sick of it. So stop. Just stop. If you come in here with any of that garbage and ask for my help, the answer is no. I'm done. I'm not enabling this toxicity any longer. Enjoy your bikes, enjoy your bike rides however you want. I really don't care. But don't suggest that everybody else has to call it a sport. It's not a sport. It's an activity. It's a tool. It's a mode of transport. I don't know what it is, but bicycle racing is. And have fun with your races if you're into it. But stay on your side of the street is all I'm saying. And with that, I guess, you know, if you made it all the way to the end, good God help you. You know, that's the way I see it. I know I'm stuck with this all the time. And the fact that you enjoy it is sometimes mind-boggling. But at the end of the day, it's like, you know, that's fantastic because I get to be me. I get to do this my way, however I'm able, and however I enjoy. And the fact that so many of you get it is not lost on me. I'm grateful for it. I appreciate you very much. I appreciate your attention. So thank you so much for watching. You know all the ways to support me. There's a new way. I'll mention it here. I have a link to Amazon, which you'll hear me talk about. I don't mind if people shop on Amazon. I do it all the time. But if you click that link, it's to my Amazon store, and you can shop for anything in the whole wide world through that link, and I get a few percent as an Amazon affiliate. So that's a win-win. And you're already spending the money, and either Bezos gets it or I get it. That's where I'm at, you know. Give it to your favorite creator. Or, you know, click the super, join, do all the things that YouTube makes it super easy for you to support your content creators. But your attention really is enough. Give it a like, subscribe, and for yourself, click that notification bell so you and your bikes can stay tuned.